Welcome everyone, Joe with ECRM here over in Henderson, Nevada at our ECRM Beauty Sessions. And with me is Johnny and Pauline from Dr.PAWPAW. And I know I say it different than you because I'm from New York, don't hold it against me.
I love how you say it.
So, and they've been very successful at a lot of our sessions. And today we're going to dip into some of their secrets to their success. So before we get started, can you give everybody an overview of the brand?
Yeah, so we're a husband and wife team. We started the brand when our young daughter got eczema on her arms, and we tried everything off shelf, but then the doctors recommended that we use a steroid cream, and we wanted to go down more of the natural route. So we discovered the power of the pawpaw, also known as the papaya fruit, because it's got just as many good qualities as aloe vera, which means it's soothing on sensitive skin, it's healing, but it's also super hydrating and nourishing even on very, very dry skin. So we started off with one little original balm, and from that we've grown into tinted balms, into hair care, into hand creams, and newly launched our skincare line as well.
Awesome. And you've been coming to a lot of sessions. Could you give us a little history of your experience with us and some of the wins that you've had?
Yeah, of course. So the first session that we attended was 2017, and it was in Budapest. An absolutely amazing experience. The guys were so good, actually. They let me share a meeting room, a 20-minute meeting room with another brand, because I couldn't afford to do the whole session just for myself, for ourselves. So I shared with another brand, but we picked up so many doors. We also did Palm Springs in 2000 and, was that 19 or 18?
I think it was 2018.
2018. And to give you some of the accounts that we've won, Ulta, CVS, we won a Portuguese distributor, we won Clicks in South Africa. And what's really great is that we actually do get to tie some of the other shows that we do, because they're quite close to the ECRMs. We'll do one show and then we'll do the ECRM, and we'll almost finish the deals at the ECRM. So it does really work well.
That's great, and especially since and they're based they're in the UK, so you're really global now.
Yeah, we are.
From all this.
Yeah, because of the ECRM, it's really been a big part of growing our business. We've always done the 20-minute sessions.
Okay,
highly recommend that.
Excellent, and those are major wins. Those are major retailers. Yep. Now I know, I want to talk about some of, uncover some of the reasons you think you were successful, and we did talk a little bit about before the prep.
You want me to give away secrets?
A little bit, yeah. Share the wealth, for some of these up-and-comers like you were once.
Yeah.
What are some of the reasons you think you've been so successful? And start with the prep, because I know you really prep for these things.
Yes,
so talk about that.
Yeah, definitely.
We're a husband and wife team, so always have to check who's going to speak first. But prep it's so important. So actually, one of my colleagues just mentioned now, one of the first things that we do is once we get the buyers' names, we go onto LinkedIn and connect with them all and say, look, we're really looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks' time. We know that they really like that. It gives them a chance to look around our LinkedIn page too.
And I think that's very important. I mean, people don't realize how powerful LinkedIn is these days. So seeing both of you on that and active makes me very happy, because I'm a big proponent of it.
Yeah, and especially if you get yourself the premium account, you can get directly into somebody's inbox and talk to them about what you're doing. So that's definitely a big prep. We at the show have all the presentations on the digital screen, so on the TV. We don't have paper. And what we do is we actually design the presentation with the company's logo that we're meeting. So as soon as they walk into the meeting room, that Ulta logo is on the screen, and they are blown away. They just think you've gone to some effort. The next thing that's really important is read the company overview. What size company are they? How many doors do they have? And what is it they're particularly looking for? There is no point in meeting with somebody if they're too big or they're too small, or they're not interested in what you're going to sell to them. So make sure that there's a real fit. And then when they do come in the room, mention that you've read it and, repeat it back to them. They're always blown away by that. They really love it.
That's great advice, especially, like you said, they put in the work. I mean, what we gather all that information where we want to list the needs and objectives of the buyers.
Yes.
So they are there putting in the work, telling you what they want.
Exactly.
So you want to just, as long as you give that to them, how do you not succeed?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think it's really important, sort of when you have got that 20-minute slot, is you do need to listen, almost half as much as you need to talk. And we always ask them, have you heard of us? And again, some of them will say, yeah, we saw you on LinkedIn, or we've connected, with you. And so it's always like a great opener to know. And then we would spend half the time doing our presentation. And then the other half of the time, we need to ask them about them. We're like, because we've got hair care, we've got skincare, we've got lip care. We're like, what are you interested in? What are you after? And a lot of them, for example, if we've had like the skincare buyer, they're like, but look, I used to be a hair care buyer. I'm going to introduce you to hair. I'm going to introduce you to lip, or I'm cosmetics. And, you end up having that conversation with them as opposed to just talking at them for that whole 20 minutes. It's so important that you listen and that you find out what they want and what their needs are.
Just try and get along with them.
Yeah. Well, but you know what? That is important too. A lot of people don't realize how important it is just to get along as people. Because sure, granted, these are 20-minute meetings. Some of them are 10-minute meetings.
Yes, okay.
You don't have time to give them your whole spiel about my dad created this like walking up the hill both ways in the winter or whatever. But it is nice to relate to them on a level beyond what they can give you or do for you. And but also, that's why we have the networking functions.
Yes.
And, it's a more relaxed environment. So how do you, so you do all the prep, you do an amazing presentation, you listen. So that's the meetings. How do you approach them afterwards?
Well, follow up.
Yeah.
It's everything. So, I don't think we're that digitally savvy, if you like, but we take all their email addresses and we create our own email marketing system. So as soon as the show finishes, we send them an email directly afterwards and just say, it was so great to see you. Please find attached the deck that we presented to you. And they absolutely love that, the buyers, because it's quick, it doesn't take too long. And then as soon as that's done, usually the following week, then we start to follow up, and we'll follow up continuously until we do the deal. So it's, you don't want to be too forceful, but you definitely want to implement the chase, because otherwise, why did you do it?
Yeah.
So many people expect that the buyers are just going to get in contact with you and say, let's do this. Why? They get thousands of emails every day. So you're going to have to make sure that you stand out.
Yeah, that's true. They're so busy, and it's hard to know exactly how busy a buyer is unless they tell you. If they show you their inbox, most people won't believe it. So things can get lost.
Yes.
Things can get buried.
Exactly.
We're all human, and if that happens, what's that called? Pleasantly persistent.
Yes.
Yes.
Make
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Not every day or 3 times a day, but as long as you're touching them on a regular basis.
Yes.
Once a week.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, once a week. And you definitely need to send them your deck straight away, even just to remind them, because whilst we're having 20-minute meetings for 2-3 days, imagine how many brands they're seeing. So you need to send them that deck to remind them, to ignite that conversation, and then to take it from there. And then that also promotes them to, if they are introducing you to other buyers, it's a great way to just remind them of that as well.
So another thing that we do as well, when we are chasing them, we chase them up with a reason.
Yeah.
So we will send them the latest coverage, an award win, what we're doing, the latest products that we're launching. So that way it isn't just a chase.
Yeah.
There's a reason for getting in contact with them. And they usually love that. And make sure you get samples to them as quickly as possible as well.
Excellent. And one other thing is having a great cool shirt like that. It's something they'll remember after 60 meetings. Like, remember me, the one with the really cool paisley shirt? There you
Standing out is really important.
Yeah. And no, but I'm joking about it. I'm making a joke, but I'm serious too.
No.
You have to have something that they're going to remember.
Yeah.
So the setup counts, your presentation, just the engagement counts, and then, personality.
Yeah.
You're happy, you smile,
Friendly.
and never underestimate the importance of a smile.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Just a little thing. When you walk in, how nice does it smell?
Beautiful. Yeah,
So
it does. You can't smell it there, but it's amazing.
Scratch the screen.
Yeah.
It's our fragrance, and we've decanted it, and we have it with the reeds, so that when they come in, they get that experience from the moment they're with us. The color, the smell, the products, the smile, the shirt.
Yeah. Well, look, it's evident in the successes that you've had that you're doing the right thing. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you to you and all the ECRM teams over the years. You guys have been so supportive in helping us. We're really grateful.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys at more of these in the future.
Yes.
Thank you so much.